In the heart of the opulent Austrian Empire, within Vienna's Hofburg Palace, an archduchess was born on November 2, 1755. She was named Maria Antonia Josepha Johanna, the youngest daughter of one of Europe's most powerful women, Empress Maria Theresa. She grew up surrounded by luxury in a relatively relaxed and informal court environment, unaware that from her first breath, her destiny was not her own. Far across the border, a fragile political alliance was being forged, and the young archduchess was its centerpiece, a piece that would soon be sent to France, change her name to Marie Antoinette, and seal her fate in history. Early life, Princess of Vienna. Marie Antoinette was born on November 2, 1755, in Vienna, Austria. She was Maria Antonia Josepha Johanna, the youngest daughter of Empress Maria Theresa and Holy Roman Emperor Francis I. She grew up in the Hofburg and Schönbrunn palaces in a relatively relaxed environment for a royal, though her education was not particularly in-depth. As the youngest daughter, her fate was determined by politics. To seal a newly formed alliance between two longtime rivals, Austria, Habsburg, and France, Bourbon, a marriage was arranged. At the age of 14, Marie Antonia was sent to France to marry the French Dauphin, heir to the throne, Louis Auguste. On May 16, 1770, she was married at the Palace of Versailles. Her name was changed to Marie Antoinette. Her husband, Louis Auguste, was a kind but shy, awkward man, uninterested in affairs of state or his wife. Life is queen, extravagance at Versailles. In 1774, King Louis XV died, and Marie Antoinette's husband ascended the throne as King Louis XVI. At the age of 18, Marie Antoinette officially became Queen of France. Feeling alienated and bored by the rigid court etiquette and her passive husband, Marie Antoinette turned her attention to luxury. She became a fashion icon, famous for her towering hairstyles, pouf, lavish gowns, and exclusive parties. She spent vast sums on gambling and renovating the Petit Trianon, a small palace on the grounds of Versailles given to her by the king as her personal retreat. At the Petit Trianon, she built a picturesque fake farming village called the Hameau de la Reine, Queen's Hamlet, where she and her close friends would dress as shepherdesses and milkmaids. Fall from grace, Madame Déficit. While the Queen enjoyed her life, the French people suffered. The country was on the verge of bankruptcy due to expensive wars, including supporting the American Revolution, and an unjust tax system. Marie Antoinette's luxurious lifestyle, though perhaps not as extravagant as accused, became an easy target for public anger. Libelous pamphlets accused her of being an Austrian spy, wasteful, and having numerous scandalous affairs. She was nicknamed Madame Déficit. Her reputation was completely destroyed by the affair of the diamond necklace in 1785. A group of fraudsters used the Queen's name to acquire an exorbitantly expensive diamond necklace. Although Marie Antoinette was completely innocent and unaware of the scam, the public believed she was involved, reinforcing her image as a greedy and cunning queen. It was during this time that the famous quote attributed to her emerged. When told that the people were starving and had no bread, she allegedly remarked, "Qu'ils mangent de la brioche," let them eat cake. Most historians agree she never said this. The quote was propaganda designed to make her appear callous. The French Revolution begins. On July 14, 1789, the people of Paris stormed the Bastille prison, sparking the French Revolution. The situation became extremely dangerous for the royal family. In October 1789, a large group of Parisian women, enraged by soaring bread prices, marched to Versailles. They demanded the king and queen move to Paris. Under duress, the royal family was forced to leave the splendor of Versailles and became virtual prisoners in the Tuileries Palace in Paris. The failed escape and the end of the monarchy. In June 1791, the royal family attempted to escape from Paris. They disguised themselves and traveled by carriage towards the Austrian border. However, in the small town of Varennes, King Louis XVI was recognized, reportedly from his image on a coin. They were arrested and brought back to Paris. This failed escape shattered any remaining public trust. The king and queen were now viewed as traitors. In August 1792, a mob stormed the Tuileries Palace. The royal family fled and sought refuge with the Legislative Assembly, but they were soon arrested. The French monarchy was officially abolished, and France became a republic. The family was imprisoned in the Temple Tower. In January 1793, citizen Louis Capet, the former King Louis XVI, was tried for treason and executed by guillotine. Trial and execution of Marie Antoinette. Marie Antoinette, now known as Widow Capet, remained imprisoned. Her young son, Louis Charles, was taken from her to be re-educated against his mother. In October 1793, at the height of the Reign of Terror, Marie Antoinette's turn came. She was brought to the Conciergerie prison, dubbed the antechamber of death. Her trial was a farce. She was accused of numerous crimes, from squandering state money to conspiring with the enemy, Austria. The most vile and baseless accusation was that she had sexually abused her own son. Facing this charge, she appealed to the mothers present in the courtroom, and it was the only moment she showed strong emotion. She was found guilty of all charges. On the morning of October 16, 1793, Marie Antoinette's hair was cut short, and her hands were tied behind her back. Unlike her husband, who was transported in a closed carriage, she was paraded through Paris in an open cart, allowing the jeering crowds to mock and spit at her. At 12:15 p.m., in the Place de Révolution, now Place des Concordes, Marie Antoinette was executed by guillotine. She died at the age of 37. Legacy. Marie Antoinette remains a complex figure. For some, she is a symbol of everything that was wrong with the absolute monarchy, a frivolous, extravagant queen untouched by the suffering of her people. For others, she was a tragic victim of circumstances. A young girl thrust into brutal court politics, blamed for a crisis she did not create, and ultimately facing her death with surprising dignity.